afternoon, beautiful beings of light. Welcome to the Crone Zone Conversations with the Ancients. My name's Priscilla, and this is my buddy Heather. Hope everybody's having a great Tuesday afternoon. It's
Yeah.
warm and muggy here in Key West. What's
Oh,
your weather like up in Denver?
it's nice. I just need my sweater to go to the store when I get done here, so it's
That's
not bad
fun.
at all. Evenings and mornings are cold, very
Yeah,
cold, but during the day it's nice.
that's nice. Yeah, Colorado has wonderful weather. Hi, Akila. Hi, Hypnicity. Laurie Huntsinger, White Dragon, Jay. How is everybody today? So, this is our second show on the island of Atlantis or the kingdom of Atlantis, whatever you want to call it. It lasted over 200,000 years. Now, we did our first show last week, the ending of Atlantis. And today we're going to talk about the major crystals that they picked up and moved
Mhm.
and where they are nowadays and
What's going on?
what they're doing, what's going on. And believe it or not, we're going to have a third show next week to finish out our Atlantis series. I had no idea it was going to be this long.
I didn't either, but after we got down the 9 crystals, I'm going, I think if I put the rest of this in, it's going to be way
Yeah,
over.
it would have been way too much. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Hi, Judy. Welcome, 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 everybody. Let me get back to where I was. So, first of all, we're going to talk about the master. Oh, do you have cards pulled, Heather?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, let's have you read the cards. Yes.
Okay. Well, I laid them out so that, and I'm glad because it took me a while to figure it out. Because we are, let me see, there it is, the frequency shift. And sometimes the card that went over the top of it as being something that stops is love. And I'm going, what? He said, no, it's lack of love.
Right.
So the lack of love gets in the way of our frequency shifts. And while we're still trying to send out love, sometimes the lack of love, it makes things difficult for our souls. So we just keep shifting. I'll learn where to put it. We keep shifting, and our humans are trying to come to terms with our divinity.
It's true.
Yep, trying to come to terms with our divinity. And they said the thing, when there's lack of love, the thing that will take care of it is to realize that we are worthy. And when we realize that we are worthy, then the love shifts around to be giving it rather than lack of it. And
Yeah,
then
I
we're,
was getting a lack of self-love was the issue.
yeah, well, that's very much like it.
Yeah.
But then we can be creative when we have that feeling that we are worthy. It's us. And it's our lack of love for ourselves. You are absolutely right. It's our lack of love for each other and ourselves that makes us not feel worthy.
Mhm.
And when we don't feel worthy, we're not creative and we can't do the frequency shifts that we want to do. And we have a hard time dealing with our, as I said, divinity. And it seems so odd to say that, but it seems odd because we've been taught.
Yeah. Because we've been taught it's selfish to have self-love.
Right. But it doesn't mean
Instead
that
of
we
the
are divine. We
distinguishing
are
between.
part of the divine, so we are divine.
Absolutely, we are.
Yeah.
Okay. Unconditional love. Absolutely, White Dragon. Want to say
Yes.
hi to Karen Doyle. And there was somebody else, Patricia Connors. Welcome, 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 ladies. I hope you guys enjoy this subject because it's intense. And when I start reading through this, I just get body chills. It's just amazing the information that's out there that we don't get to see. And I'm so
Right.
glad White
And
Dragon
I
gave us this information so we
and
could delve.
before, oh, sorry. Before we start, I wanted to apologize. I find that I have to move. I sat in the car too long yesterday, and I've been on the heating pad, I've been on the vibrator, but my back is still very, very sore. So if I'm moving, I'm sorry, but sometimes I have to.
Well, let's all send you healing light to help your back feel better because I'm
Thank
sure
you.
all the energy in the chat, they can send you some healing light as well as me. So I will, is it
I
upper or
appreciate it.
lower? Is it your lower back or upper back?
Yeah, it's the lower back.
Okay,
It was the car seat.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had a
Between
long
that,
drive, didn't you?
between that and my son's chairs, of course, both of them are over 5'8", 5'9". She's actually taller than he is, and he's 5'10". So they're not made for short stuff here. So I wasn't sitting correctly. And so my back is
Well,
saying,
how did the play go? Did you enjoy the play?
oh, it was fantastic. It was so funny. Uh,
What was the
it's
play?
it's called it was the Brothers Grimm, kind of like Fantasia type thing. It was a word that didn't make much sense, but basically they were telling you some of the stories. And it's the first play that that school has done since the teacher of the plays, you know, and the theater guy, since he graduated from that school.
I guess that was a few years ago.
That was a few years ago. This is the first play that they have done since then. And it went over, everybody loved it. It was full of jokes. They had ad libs with it. You know, they just, and the attitude on the kids, facial expressions and things like that. It was just fantastic. Everybody
Yay.
played at least 3 parts
Fun.
and maybe more. But it went very, very well.
Well,
And
did Lexi enjoy herself?
oh, yes, she did. And then they had a party afterwards. And of course, she's an eighth grader, and there were only 2 eighth graders there. All the rest of them were high schoolers.
Oh,
But
wow.
they seemed to take her under their wing as far as uh, taking care of her, making sure she's got everything. She got a lot of friends out of it, and that's good. But we also got to see the regional football game. Hoxie is where I lived close, very, very close. In fact, the kids went to Hoxie High School and stuff when they went growing up. And they were playing against this school, and they had never lost a game before. Obviously, they lost this one. So their school is they're going on to state. And
Fantastic. Regional champions or whatever, right?
yeah, they're regional champions. Yeah.
Well, sounds like you had an exciting weekend.
It was fun, even though it was really cold. I had like layers and layers and layers on.
I know I'm gonna do that when I get to Colorado for sure. I'm
Yeah.
already thinking about packing my layers.
But I
Oh,
was warm, and it was great because the kids all enjoyed it. Even Trevor is getting involved in this in school, and he never liked school before, but they were homeschooled for the last few years. But he's gone out for basketball. He's in basketball training already. You know, he leaves the house by 5
oh
to get there
Lord.
in time.
Mhm.
So, but really, they're both doing well and enjoying it. So that's good.
Hey, Ron, how are you today? Welcome. I don't know if I said a hi to Akila, but hi, Akila. So we're going to talk about the master crystals of Atlantis. This show is for entertainment and spiritual purposes only.
And
Just
I got
got
to
to
tell you, when I think of crystals, I think of things about that big, maybe some big ones, but
well,
not
we'll
14
get
foot
there.
high.
We'll get there. So last week we discussed the fall of Atlantis as channeled by James Tiberon from Archangel Metatron, and this is further information from another of his channelings. So prior to the crash of the crystalline satellite called the second moon of Atlantis, which caused the complete annihilation of Atlantis, The scientist priests of Atla-Ra relocated 9 of the master Atlantean crystals from the island of Poseida. The 9 utilitarian Atlantean temple crystals were stunning specimens of Arcturian and Sirian construct. Using the hyperdimensional tunnel system, the crystals were moved to specific locations around the Earth. Mount Shasta, California, the Bimini Bank in the Bahamas, Lake Titicaca in Bolivia, the Ouachita Mountains in Arkansas, U.S., and the Minas Gerais and Bahia, Brazil. Those 2 areas were the most natural and logical choice for storage because both of their indigenous crystal growth and the pre-existence of the tunnel system to these sites.
Mhm.
We're talking about Arkansas, and we're talking how many thousands of years ago? They
Yeah,
had tunnels under Arkansas.
Arkansas and Mount Shasta.
Yeah,
It's unreal. Anyway,
yeah.
the crystals of Arkansas, the ones that they moved there, are blue crystal of knowledge and emerald crystal of healing,
Where did I
uh,
go?
as well as the platinum crystal of communication. And that's done through bioplasmic interface of some sort, way above my head. Anyway, Arkansas was specifically chosen to house 3 major megacrystals for several reasons. It was already in use as a crystal mining and harvest area. And as a result, one of the primary interdimensional tunnels from Poseida was already established, and transport complexes were available to transport the crystals to that area. The Atlanteans had developed techniques that allowed for highly accelerated growth of crystals, and pre-existing deep caverns existed that would be quite out of the reach of mining concerns. In Arkansas, unique geology of quartz, diamonds, magnetic lodestone, iron, limestone, and massive caverns made it the perfect incubator for the crystalline plantations. And these crystals were planted and grown in Arkansas for thousands of years, even before the deluge.
It's amazing. The
Mhm.
presence of magnetic metals in the crystal beds made it easier for the majestic Atlantean crystals to be placed in a dormant state within pre-existing facilities. A very benevolent colony of the blue-skinned Lemurians exists underground in Arkansas, as well as an underground base of Syrians. The 2 were in agreement to be caretakers for the sleeping crystals. The 3 crystals placed in Arkansas were pre-programmed to a network grid that axial tonally connects to the remaining 5 enormous master crystals placed in Brazil, Mount Shasta, Bimini, and the 2 wisdom crystals placed under Lake Titicaca. These are specialized healing, wisdom, energy, and transport crystals used in the Temple of Healing, the Temple of Sound and Light, the Temple of Knowledge, the Temple of One, the Temple of Thoth, the Ruby Temple of Fire, and the Temple of Regeneration.
Mhm. And 3 Atlantean wisdom and healing crystals that once beamed magnificent light and celestial energy in the Temple of Healing. The 3 of One and the Temple of Knowledge on Poseida were placed in dimensional lock in the Atlantean crystal fields of Arkansas. The master crystals of Atlantis open the rainbow of dimensional accent that accelerates our planetary and personal ascension. The blue crystal of knowledge is below Earth, below the crown center of the vortex, termed Talamena Ridge, in a sacred chasm built long ago. The blue crystal of knowledge stands erect. It's 48 feet in height and 12 feet in diameter.
Wow.
I never imagined one being that big.
No.
Mm-mm. It pulses and exudes a rainbow of silver, turquoise, and cobalt blue. On the summer solstice of 2008, the blue crystal of wisdom and knowledge was activated, and that was triggering the time sequence program for awakening the other 8.
Then we had the emerald crystal of healing that was activated on 999. The emerald crystal exudes a beautiful, calming energy of brilliant magnificence. It is in the truest sense the balancing force that keeps all of the other megacrystals from being too overwhelming for human auric interaction. The emerald crystal is the surge protector that both feeds and harmonizes the proportion and parity of the other master crystals in their roles on the global crystalline emergence. It also adjusts and stabilizes the unified crystalline energy in coalescence with the enormous electromagnetic forces released in the cosmic trigger. What occurred on 999 was the recoding of the crystalline aspect termed the starseed divine feminine. The initial surge occurred there and then triggered the global awakening that shared in the new crystalline era. I can't hear you, Heather.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. I had muted myself and then, okay. The platinum crystal is a nurturing feminine energy of the platinum ray and facilitates balance between dimensions and energy sources. On the triple date portal of the 111111, the last of the three Atlantean temple crystals, the platinum crystal, of interdimensional communication, activated from I'm so sorry. It activated from its long dormancy. And it joined with the emerald crystal and the blue crystal of knowledge to finalize the combined components of the new arc crystal vortex. It set forth an enormous crystal wave pulse that intertwined with the energies of the blue crystal of knowledge and the emerald crystal of healing, both located by design in the Arkansas crystal fields by the Atlanteans of the Law of One. I have to explain that when I lived in Kansas, I was informed many times that it's not Arkansas, it's Arkansas. I don't know why, so that's why I said that. You go to
Heather,
Arkansas.
I can't understand you with the candy in your mouth. Sorry.
I was just
You're not,
trying to stop.
I know,
Okay.
but I can't hear you.
When I lived in Kansas, they informed me that it's Arkansas. If you go to Arkansas, they'll tell you it's Arkansas. So anyway, if I say Arkansas, it's just out of habit. Okay. I lived in Kansas. This is Arkansas. Okay. Okay. Anyway, it set forth an enormous crypto wave pulse that intertwined with the blue crystal and the emerald crystal field, both in Arkansas central fields. Okay. And it's by the Atlanteans of the Law of One that put it there. On 12-12-12, these energies triggered into global span the crystal golden sun disk located beneath Sacred Pinnacle Mountain near Little Rock.
The crystal golden sun disk was put in place by Syrians in alignment with 11 other locations around the planet. It originally weaved the energies of the areas of the Arkansas crystal vortex, the crystalline, the magnetic, and the radioactive living waters. In addition to the sun disk, there were pyramidal structures used to refine the energies of the vortex. The end result was a complex energy generator stream capable of a myriad of benevolent functions. The vortex was essentially de-energized in its true function after the demise of Atlantis.
And then you have the crystals of Brazil. 2 master temple crystals are located in Brazil, in Bahia and Minas Gerais. There are the gold crystal of healing regeneration and the violet crystal of sound. The former is Atlantean seed, and the latter is Lemurian seed crystal. The energies of both are maintained and reactivated in Brazil and connected to the law of one crystals in Arkansas. The Arkansas crystal vortex is harmonically aligned with the massive crystal vortex of East Central Brazil. The resonance between these two combines in axial tonality harmonic oscillation with all other crystal deposits on the planet, providing them with coding upshifts. In 2012, the crystals began emitting a frequency that benevolently interacts with the human aura in creating an enhanced gateway of multidimensionality within the Merkaba Kana aspect. It's a standing wave. The standing wave, when combined with meditation, moves through the prefrontal cortex of the brain. It stimulates the pineal and takes one into a higher consciousness.
Okay, let me go back. I had the master crystal of Atlantis, stored in Brazil, the gold crystal of healing and regeneration, located in Minas Gerais, was first activated on 9/9/90. The 999 download triggered the activation of the golden crystal healing in Brazil, along with the emerald crystal of healing, the Om crystal of Shasta, and the sun and moon crystal of light in Titicaca, and brought the blue crystal of knowledge into greater function. Thus, 4 of the 9 master crystals of Atlantis were activated on 9/9/9. I don't know why I put 90. It was 09. 09/09/09. And the 5th was launched into greater power. The other master crystal in Brazil, the violet crystal of sound, situated in Bahia, was first activated on 10/10/10.
The 2 crystals placed in Brazil were pre-programmed to a network grid that axial tonally connects to the remaining 7 enormous master crystals. The specialized crystals from the Ruby Temple of Fire, the Temple of Regeneration, the Temple of Healing, the Temple of Sound and Light, and the Temple of Knowledge. The Temple of One and the Temple of Thoth were specifically placed in areas of supreme importance for the new Earth emerging in the 2012 ascension. Areas that were easily accessed through the Atlantean interdimensional tunnel system. The temple crystals of Brazil are activated and aligned with the temple crystal held in Arkansas, Mount Shasta, Bimini, and Lake Titicaca. The activation and alignment of the master crystals of Brazil now energize the golden sun disk and align with the 12 patterns of the sun disks. Throughout the planet, with the paradigm of the 12 crystal skulls informing the sacred 13, 20, 33 patterns that's a requisite for ascension.
The Om Master Crystal in Mount Shasta, far beneath the mega portal that is Shasta, stands an amazing crystal of Atlantis, a crystal of Arcturian origin. It grows in a silverous hue of argentum. Argentum? I don't know how you say that one. Emitting the frequency of crystalline platinum and etheric gold. It once stood in the great Temple of One on the Atlantean Isle of Poseida and was formerly called the Crystal of Om. The Atlantean scientist priest, the Atla Ra, referred to it as the crystal of multi-dimensionality. Clearly, the Om crystal was the most complex in its construct and utility of all the magnificent temple crystals in Atlantis. The living composite was fused with life force and manifested into a stunning geometric form whose crystalline structure encompassed the golden spiral of all within the Medtronic cosmos. Accordingly, it is in harmonic oscillation with every dimension, every universe, and every parallel in the cosmos. It operates both in carbon-based life systems and in bioplasmic systems, tying together and existing as both matter and antimatter. It has 144 facets, fashioned in equitable concave and convex indentures around the circumference of its cylindrical length.
And its dual points are angled at precisely 51.8 degrees. This specific angle is significant and was utilized in the construct of the Great Pyramid. This pyramid, indeed, represents the frequency of the Earth planet intended to be a representation of the spherical Earth. The high corresponding to the radius joining the center of the Earth to the North Pole, and the perimeter corresponding to the Earth's circumference at the equator. The great crystal of Om, beneath the matrix portal of Shasta, incorporates the golden mean and the universal frequency. It does so by the resonance of its intricate faceting and angular design. It exists in the now and is contained within that which is termed the past and the future. In 2012, summer solstice was a mega event to the transformation of planet Earth. In North America, the solstice transformation was centered in Mount Shasta as Saint Germain and the Ascended Masters Council of Crystalline Light gathered on Mount Shasta in conclave from June 19th through June 25th, 2012, to emit a multidimensional wave of unconditional love via the crystal.
The crystal's amazing. I just also want to thank White Dragon, because all of these photos were created with AI by White Dragon. So thank you, White Dragon, for these. These are crystal photos are amazing.
Yes.
Anyway, let's see. The sun and moon crystal was activated on 9/9. And that's all the information I have about the sun and moon crystal. And I don't know why. It just, no other information was available.
Yeah, the article didn't even bring them up.
If I can find it, I will update you on it. Then the next one was the crystal of Thoth. On the 12-12-12, the two remaining dormant master Atlantean crystals awoke. The crystal of Thoth, located near Tiahuanaco, Lake Titicaca in Bolivia, and the ruby fire crystal in Bimini in the Bahamas. The crystal of Thoth is a very benevolent crystal of Arcturian construct that was utilized as what may be termed a balancing generator of harmonic geocodes. It could be regulated to differing frequencies, capable of creating fields and complex standing waves for stimulating health, well-being, chakra balancing, and mental activity.
And then you have the fire crystal of Bimini. The ruby fire
Bimini.
crystal. Bimini. Thank you. I have trouble with that word. Bimini. Okay.
I don't, because I've been there. I went on holiday.
The ruby fire crystal, or how do I say Tawi, is a far more complex design and much larger crystal. Unlike the other 8 temple crystals, the Tawi is not utilized in what may be spiritual purpose. It was originally utilized for the creation of the underground tunnels used for hyperdimensional travel and transport, because it has the ability to vaporize matter. The Bimini crystal, the Tawi stone or fire crystal, has created distortions in the space-time continuum in the area of the Bermuda Triangle for the past 12,000 years. Since its overheating in the inappropriate use that led to implosion of the crystalline satellite, that's the second moon of Atlantis, the Bimini crystal has randomly surged ionic bombardment of massive energy waves into the Earth's interior, as well as the Earth's magneto here, creating disturbances in space-time harmonics and imbalances in the gravitational field. The reparation will allow for the stabilization required in the new Earth by preventing damage from its uncontrolled discharges. Yes, Devil's Triangle and Bermuda Triangle, yes.
Did you finish?
Yeah.
Turn it over? Turn the page over? The
Yeah,
reparation?
donut. The first of the
Oh,
thing.
okay. The first, I'm sorry, I didn't hear that last part.
Okay.
The first of the Atlantean master crystals was awakened in 2008, the second in 2009, and the third in 2010, the fourth activation in 2011, and the fifth in 2012. These further activated and aligned with the temple crystals held in Brazil, Mount Shasta, Bimini, and Lake Titicaca. In 2012, the three master crystals of wisdom, healing that once were situated in the Temple of One, Temple of Knowledge, and Temple of Healing, further activated and aligned with the awakened temple crystals held in Brazil, Mount Shasta, and Lake Titicaca. The activation and alignment of the master crystals of Brazil now energize the golden sun disk and align with the 12 patterns of the sun disk throughout the planet with the paradigm of the 12 crystal skulls, informing the sacred 13, 20, 33 patterns requisite for ascension. So this is the end of part 2. And next week, we're going to discuss more about the grid crystals, the crystal activation, the sun disks, and maybe the crystal skulls. It just depends on if we have enough time to get to the crystal skulls. We'll just make it another show if we can, right?
And don't forget YouTube. This is all for entertainment.
For entertainment purposes only. That's right. A lot to remember. It's interesting.
Yeah,
I wonder if they've had any more trouble in Bimini since 2012. I haven't heard anything about stuff that's been going on in the Devil's Triangle or the Bermuda Triangle. But I heard somewhere that it had actually shifted. And I can't remember why, but it was in, I don't know if it was suspicious observers, but they talked about how the actual triangle where the issues are had actually shifted and it had moved further north than what it used to be. So I'm not sure about the Bermuda Triangle anymore, but wow. Whew. White Dragon, thanks for the beautiful photos that you created. The artwork is just amazing and we appreciate it very much. So whew, chills again. I had no idea that there was this information out there that we didn't know, and that it was
right.
all.
And it is so interesting, and it takes listening or reading it several times before you can really get it. You can get
till you really can figure. It's a lot to comprehend, and again, I asked my guides. I went through and asked if this information was all true and accurate, and the answer was absolutely. So take what resonates and leave the rest. Meanwhile, let's read some cards. Who would like some cards read? And if anybody has any questions, please ask. We do ask that you put everything in capitals with emojis so that we can read them with our crone eyes.
Yeah.
So, and next Tuesday, we will continue the program with whatever else we have to talk about. But I know it's the disc, the sun disc. I'm amazed. I'm really curious about all the sun discs. I'm not familiar with those. Even in the crystal skulls, I'm even less familiar with the discs than the crystal skulls. But wow. Okay, who wants a card? Let me know. I see White Dragon is up there, number 1. He's usually last. So I'm going to do 1 card. No, I'll go ahead and do 3. 3's funny. Me. Thank you all for being here today. I hope you enjoyed the program. I hope it resonated with you and made you think just a little bit about all the information we have missed in our lifetimes. I don't know, just fascinating. I want to know more. More. More and more.
We just have to download the books and read somewhere in time.
Okay, so we've got. I wonder where that is, Laurie. I think. Okay, Jay wants a card. I wonder where that is in Arkansas that's turning into Sedona-like town.
That would be
I
interesting.
think I read about some little town. I remember reading about some little town in Arkansas, but I don't remember what it was, where it was. Okay, what do we have for White Dragon? There's medicine in my shadow. My home is a sacred space, and my inner compass knows the way. I think this is the second time I picked up this shadow card for you, White Dragon. I'm sure I picked it up last week. There's something that you need to pay attention to. I don't know what it is. You're going to have to tell me. But there's something you need to pay attention to that you've been avoiding, and you need to deal with it. But not to worry, because your home is a sacred space full of beauty, inspiration, and protection. We know that your best buddy is Michael, so I know you're protected. And you can find all the love and support that you need there to deal with this shadow in your home. You've got the love and compassion to help you deal with it. And your inner compass knows the way knows the way to deal with it. Okay. I hope that makes sense to you.
Okay, and it goes right along with it, but it also is saying a lot that it was said last time. So they're reiterating it. They really want you to
Well,
work.
this was the same. Yeah, this card was from last week too.
Yeah, but the general idea is let go of those belief systems that are not working for you. And there may be something coming up that's surprising, life-changing event, but there are significant opportunities in it. And don't feel like you're being trapped. It's hard, but there are times when you feel like you're being trapped and held in, and it's all material, and it's getting caught up in fear and worries. You need to push that out. This card you had last week, and it said, plan for the long term. And that's what this says. Plan for the long term. Don't look at the short things. There are more good things to come, but you need to plan for the long term, not tomorrow, not next week. Long. Okay.
All righty. Now I'm frozenated. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
There I am.
And then it's okay as long as we can hear you.
Mount Ida, Arkansas. Thank you. Okay, next is Miss J. Let's see what we had. I hope you got some sleep, girl. You've been hit with a lot of energy in the last few days. It's amazing. Take care of yourself. And you're right, there's a huge vortex under Arkansas. So much crystalline energy under. I remember as a kid, my family was on a family vacation. We went to Arkansas. I think my dad was fishing with his friends or something. But we were camping out, and we went to a diamond mine, and you could go dig for diamonds. None of us found anything, but it was still fun. Still kind of exciting.
Yeah. But think about it. I bet the people in Arkansas generally have no idea.
I'd be interested to go there just to feel the energy. I don't think I've been in Arkansas since I was a kid. Oh, no, I went to horse shows in northern Arkansas with my sister.
Yeah, I've been there.
Oh, lovely. These are some nice cards, Jay. The rhythm of my breath directs the rhythm of my life. So remember to breathe. And whenever I have any anxiety, I take those 3 deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth slowly. And that always helps. So remember to breathe. We're breathing in life.
Mm-hmm.
Focus on what's working, not what isn't working. Focus on the things that are working in your life and welcome clear vision and inspired action. So take the action that you get. Whatever's working, take the action that you know that you need to make things work. And all will be well.
And this, my very first card said that there are wonderful things coming, and your success, and public recognition, because you've made smart choices and you're going to be rewarded. It says you have an emotionally fulfilled life with family and people you can trust, and resolution of some problems. Forgiveness and resolution of problems. Don't give up, because relationships can be mended. Okay, don't give up.
Relationships are a pain in the ass. Oh, sorry.
No,
Did I say that?
I didn't hear
But
anything.
they're worth it. They're worth it. You have everything takes work. I've got Laurie next.
Okay.
And I only had 3 people that wanted cards read. That is just bizarre. Come on, you guys, let me know. I know you all want cards. Marilla, I know you want a card.
We could read just one if you want.
Good for you, Jay. She says, thank you. I haven't been breathing properly. It's so important. Thank you both. We really needed to hear that. Okay. Okay, Miss Lori. By the way, I'm using my moon deck. Oh, Ruby Red said she would like. You got it. And Marilla got it. Good. Thank you, ladies. Okay. Are you ready? Because if you're not, I'm ready.
Yeah, I can. They're also telling you to plan for the long term. You are dependable. You make good choices. You're cautious, but you make wise decisions. And you pay attention to the details. They help you with your decisions. And they said, start bringing more fun into everything that you do. You'll enjoy it more. It'll just, you are very good at juggling multitasks. Okay. You have a talent for it. So make things fun for yourself, and because you do so much.
Okay. The first card I got was honor the natural process of growth and transformation. It happens. Ebb and flow of life. And it says, my instincts keep me adaptable in the face of any obstacle. And that is just saying you have really good instincts. Trust your gut. Go with whatever your heart says. And it says your home is a sacred space full of beauty and inspiration and protection. So it's the place to do the work. If you don't have an altar, create an altar to use for focusing. But other than that, you're growing, you're paying attention to the signs around you. Just keep doing that, using your instincts, and use your home as your safety spot. It's what mine is for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. I hope that resonates. And Marilla. So I've got Marilla Ruby Red Slippers and Lark Kemper. Thank you all for asking. I love to read from Morella because it's always good. It's always a good, nice message from her husband, or usually. Oh, good. Laurie, let me see what Laurie says. I keep telling myself to have more fun. I do trust my instincts. I have an altar. I love these messages. They are reassuring. Thank you, ladies. You're more than welcome. We have to pull a card for Starfish Jenny. She asked at the beginning. She wasn't. She had a doctor's appointment or something, but she would love a card. So I wrote it down. Okay, Miss Morella.
Okay, well, this says that you have a windfall of money, advice, or assistance from other people. They help you out when you need it. And you have a very successful project and going on, and it could change your career, but there may be some, but you'll be happy with what it does. Make sure that you let go of belief systems that aren't working for you. Okay. There may be some surprises, significant differences that will open opportunities for you that you'll like. And the last one has to do with relationships. Everything's going to be just fine. You may have a serious commitment coming through. Who knows? You may have a resolution to a problem that was there. So that may be nice too.
Resolution's always good.
Resolution.
Play is my pathway to joy. So get out there and play, Morella. Think you need to play some more. Pay attention to your inner compass because your inner compass knows the way. You're very intuitive. And with a steady mind, I'm connected to our collective experience. And that's just a reminder that everything we do affects the collective. Every thought we think, every action we take affects not just you, but the collective. So make sure that, so go out there and have fun and do it with love. Okay. I think those are really nice cards. And Miss Ruby Slippers. What a great name. Ruby Red Slippers. Do they take you home when you click them? You're welcome, Morella.
You're welcome. Ruby Red Slippers.
Can you tell me why I just pulled the same 3 cards? In a different order. How did that happen? I'm going to reshuffle. Unless you need to play. I'm not going to go with those. I just say I shuffled crap.
Well, the first card says that you are going to be rewarded for all the hard work that you've been doing. Start with. So be happy and continue to be happy and cherish the time that you have when you're by yourself, if you're not with somebody else, so that you can get some quiet time. Also, you can get swept off your feet. So they're saying you need to stay grounded just to make sure that everything is like it should be. And especially during emotional experiences, stay grounded. You can go with the flow and it's gone. So you want to stay grounded. And also, you have an awful lot to celebrate. So don't be afraid to be grateful there's an awful lot going on that's good for you. You have deep feelings of happiness, peace, and basically, usually you're pretty contented. And that's a good
These are just
thing.
wonderful cards. Collaboration brings more sweetness into my life and into the world. And this is, you can see it's bees around the honey. And you can see the matrix, the, the nest behind them. We are all sisters and reflect the divine in one another. And my community is supportive, loving, and active in the world. These are just wonderful cards, and they just don't affect you, Ruby Red. It affects all of us. We're all in in community. We're all sisters and brothers. We're all one. So this new energy that's coming in is all about collaboration and community. I mean, these are amazing cards, and we're all sisters and reflect the divine in one another. These are just lovely. So have a wonderful week. But these cards, these could be for all of us. It's all about loving each other and being in community. And lovely cards, Ruby Red.
Lark.
And Mr. Lark. I got chills with those cards. Is your cough improving at all? A little bit. Damn bleach. It really got you. Ruby Red Slippers is Elizabeth. Well, thank you, Elizabeth. I'm glad that resonated. She says, yes, yes, thank you. My sentiments exactly. Yeah, those are great cards. Okay, it's safe and beautiful to express my sensuality. We all should feel safe. I welcome clear vision and inspired action. And conscious eating nourishes me. So I'm thinking that you need to take some conscious action to improve your diet. I have no idea if this is true or not. But express yourself however you want. We all should be able to express ourselves however we want. And clear vision and inspired action leads to conscious eating that nourishes you. So I've recently gone on a vegan diet. We'll see how it works. I'm trying to eat more healthy as far as vibration goes. Not particularly, I'm not worried about what I'm eating is other than vibration. And I figure that vibration of all these chemicals in our food is not good, and I don't want any of that nonsense in my body anymore. So we'll see. Jay says you didn't cough on Saturday. I don't remember. I can't imagine you not. That's right. You were in Kansas.
I was in
I hope
Kansas.
that resonated, Lark. Did you read? Are you ready
Yep. I said,
for Lark?
oh, yeah, I'm ready. Yeah. So this card flew out by itself. And it says that don't be afraid to go to your friends for comfort or love if you're down for something. It's only going to make you stronger in whatever that situation is. And if you happen to be sad with time, that all heals. But don't be afraid to ask others for help. Then I got the moon, which I don't think I've ever seen before. And it says that You have a powerful intuition. So let go of your worry and your fear. And when you look at something, make sure that you see the truth of whatever it is. You may have to step back and look at it.
Use discernment.
Yeah. And then I got the high priestess, and I've never had her before either. And she says, trust your intuition. Always, before you take action, use your careful reflection. Make sure you understand it. Make sure you see the truth of it. And that insights can come through meditation. So if you're still not sure after you've looked at everything, go ahead and meditate and see if you get some answers. Okay? But
Meditation
don't be afraid to go
answer
to
this.
other people for help.
What?
Don't be afraid to go to other people for help if you're feeling down.
Right. White Dragon says when he lived in Austin, Texas, allergies just about killed him. Every time I go somewhere, I move somewhere else, I have allergies for like a year or two. And then they kind of, it happened when I moved to England, happened when I moved to Colorado, wherever. Okay, we're going to do one more card. We're going to throw one more for Starfish Jenny because I said I would.
Okay. I was going to say it's not quite as dry, even though the first thing I did when I got back was start the humidifiers up, but the dryness is a problem. That's why I have humidifiers.
Good idea, Jay. She said we need to read on your cough. Okay, for Starfish Jenny, we're doing one for Starfish Jenny real quick. But I don't know how. Oh, well, I don't know how I'm going to do that. She's not here. She's the weaver of her reality, and yeah, okay. Miss Jenny,
Okay.
you are the
Who is
weaver of
it?
your
Who are we
Starfish Jenny.
reading? Who are we reading on?
Starfish Jenny.
Starfish. Thank you.
I'm the weaver of my reality, which we are all the creators of our reality. We know that. I forgive and let go with loving ease. Whatever is bothering you, let go. You can do it with ease and purpose, with intent. My community is supportive, loving, and active in the world. And you know your community is supporting you in everything that you do and is loving and active in all of our lives. All right. That's what I got, Miss Jenny.
Okay, just a second. Okay, the very first one that I got was balance. And what it says is that it's, take everybody's input into consideration. But it's kind of like I tell my kids, listen to what I have to say, but you have to make up your own mind. And there's no hurry. Take time on your decision. And you may find that having all the different viewpoints will help you get a better solution. Just take your time, no rush. And the next card I got was Four of Summer. Sometimes you become distracted and forget to see the magical things that are going on around you. Sometimes life will distract the heck out of you. So, and when it distracts you, you feel like you're taken for granted and you're not happy about things. So make sure you keep an eye out for those magical things, those synchronicities, things like that, because they do help you feel better. And you seem to want to know more about what the meaning of life is. And there are times when you know it's time to move on. So some of the choices that you make when it says take everybody's input and things, those have to do with changes, major life changes. So don't depend just on yourself. Get other input as well. But the final decision is your heart's. But everybody else has different ideas that you might not think of. So it's okay to listen to them. Okay.
Thank you, Heather. And how about a card for the collective? By the way, Saturday we have Juno of Junosphere on, so that's going to be a fun show. We haven't had her on for a while.
Yeah.
And then Tuesday we're going to do our Atlantis Part 3. So please, please join us. And I would appreciate it if you would go up and click like, subscribe, and share our videos if you feel like it. Feel like they're interesting enough. Your friends might like it. Just pass them on. And let's pull a card for the collective. And I've got, I trust the change unfolding in my life. Trust. Trust keeps coming up. You know that? Trust, trust, trust. Just know that we are exactly where we're supposed to be at this moment in time. And trust the universe has our back. I do.
Do you remember in the last reading I was talking about, don't miss the synchronicities, don't miss the magic that's around you? Well, that's the word, that's what came up. So I would
Fantastic.
say that is for everybody.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Everybody, thank you so much for being here today. We appreciate your love, your comments, your asking for readings, everything. We just love being here with you on a Tuesday afternoon and look forward to seeing you on Saturday afternoon again. Please go out and shine your light. Send love, especially to those places that are having problems like the Ukraine
And always
and
include
left
yourself.
bank. Just send love, 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 love. That's the only thing that works is unconditional love, unity consciousness. And we love you, and we'll see you next time.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
I think I'm frozen.